Hello and welcome back, everybody. We are playing some more Factorio today. So last time we left off, we were just setting up our factory built factory, and suddenly we will be attacked by some biters for the first time in the entire game. And because we are playing on the new version, we are going to get an achievement for it. Oh yeah! So we are unfortunately polluting the environment enough to draw biters in to attack us. And there they are, and they're dead. So a little victory dance, and back to work. This is somewhat worrying because that means we're going to have some more attacks. So I immediately start making some turrets and researching some ammo upgrades and military too. Trying to decide on what I actually want to go for. And right now we're limited by whatever only has red signs. So that means we're going to learn bullet shooting speed. Anyway, I'm going to finish up the assembler factory, or not the assembler, the belt factory, the yellow belts. And of course we need more iron as always. So right now I also want to get started on actual defenses rather than just our radar dish, because I actually want to shoot bullets at our aliens, not photons. So eventually we will get to that, because I have a turret crafted and everything, but we need some more bullets, regular magazines. So I will do that as soon as I finish this factory. Right here I'm just looking around the map, seeing how the pollution is actually spreading down towards the nest. So this is something we are going to have to fix very soon unless we want tons of attacks. Alright, so I'm just finishing up the balancers here, and there we go. Now we can start grabbing some more supplies to actually start making the assembler machines. Alright, so, and we're grabbing some bullet damage for our next research, once again because that is one of the few things that solely rely on red science. So we're splitting off some gears and giving them to some inserters to put onto the belt line, because we only want them on one side. And then I realized that I am completely out of wood, so I need to go down to the forest and chop down some wood. And I realize how worryingly close the biter nest actually is. They are basically almost on screen from our factory, which is not good at all. So I need to figure out what I want to do about that. Maybe I want to either encase the factory entirely in walls, which would take a lot of stone, but as we've seen before, we have plenty of stone. Or to just start attacking the biters, which I don't know if I want to do that yet. I mean, were I them, you know, it's their planet that we're destroying, so it's kind of rude to, you know, start exterminating them. But on the other hand, they did kind of attack first, even though I'm just technically attacking them with pollution first. I haven't really decided yet. I believe for now I think I'm just gonna start building small walls with turrets behind them, so if they do ever attack us, it's more of a retaliation attack. Anyway, we have our gears on there, which is one ingredient of the yellow belts. The other ingredient would be iron plates, so I'm gonna make another splitter. So we have equal parts of iron going to each thing that requires iron. And there it goes. All the iron's going on the belt. And this most likely means we will have to up our iron production, which is not a big surprise, but for now, it seems to be okay. So that is finished up, grabbing some more iron and some gears, because it's always good to have them, because we need to make some more assembly machines. And I did a little dance while we were waiting, and I remembered that I have a turret, so I put a turret down, and I take some of my personal reserves of magazines and put that into the turret. So I'm actually kind of low on ammo. I only have 5 magazines left, which won't last me very long at all. And we are going for some shotgun shell damage for the next bit of science research. And we're just kind of looking at iron production while we wait for the last of the assembler machines to finish. And I decide that I want to add 2 more mining drills. So I have those being created right now. Some more iron so I can make the last one. And hopefully this should be okay for now. It's definitely not going to satisfy it completely once a factory is running at full tilt, but for now it should last at least through the entire episode. So I used the copy and paste trick, but I missed the bottom two because they were out of range, and I don't realize it until later. So that's going to bug me and probably you guys, but at least I acknowledge it now. So we're providing power to everything in our spiral fashion, making some inserters, and there we go. We are creating some belts now. So that will definitely cut down on a lot of the time spent crafting materials, because I can just run out onto the belt and grab as much as I want. Finishing up here, and start working on the long arm inserters for the central assembly machines. And then we will continue our spiral fashion. I kind of like how the long arm inserters work out, and where they place the items, and how you can just have another inserter go into it. And as you saw from that menu, our power production is very low. It is in the red right now, which is extremely unfortunate, seeing as how the pollution levels we are producing right now is already too high, but we need to increase them even more to keep our factory alive, which definitely means more biters attacks. So I'm certainly going to have to do something about this base very soon, the biter nest. So we're going to run up here and check out our power production, which unfortunately the copper needs to be moved in order to ramp up the power production, but it isn't too difficult to do. We can just leave that on the coal belt all the way down here and then connect it back up, and it is a-okay. Just delete all of that, and we'll also have a bunch of copper in reserve, which I believe we already have. Yeah, we have tons in our inventory. So we're going to make some boilers, and now I get to figure out how I want to do this. So basically what I wanted to have is inserters taking out and like passing them all the way down the line until the bottom one's full, and then I'll slowly trickle back up to the first set of boilers. So I'm redoing the electrical poles to provide power better, and I also replace those with burner inserters, because if we actually want the buffer system to work correctly when the power is down, then it can't rely on power. It took me long enough to figure that out. And as you can see, the steam engines are too big, so now I'm going to set up another line and realize that's not going to work because the inserters can't reach that far. So I grab some more coal and burner inserters and have them placed into furnaces, but then I realized I really don't want it to work that way. It's not very efficient. So I finally go back to the original way, and I'm just going to make some underground pipes for the steam to transport. That means I'm going to need a lot more iron, because the underground pipes require an absurd amount of iron. So I grab some more of that, I start crafting them, and then I kind of run around and wait while they're crafting, because they also take a very long time to craft. I hate crafting underground pipes. And I grab some coal, zoom out, look around, and they're still crafting because they take forever, and they'd finished. So I also want to redo how I have the electric poles set up, because I didn't like them, and it's not gonna not tile, but if it's going to be a pattern, I want it to be a good looking pattern. So I take them down and make them look better. And I need some more steam engines, so I make some more steam engines and wait while we do that. And the final one. There we go. And then we can put some more electrical poles down. And then feed water into that with an offshore pump. And there we go. We have another set of steam engines going, of 5 steam engines, and unfortunately an ever-growing pollution crowd going. And I check up on the stone, which requires some more coal, and I'm making a whole bunch of stone walls. So we dig up one of the larger stones and then make a huge wall of stone, which will hopefully slow down the biters. Because the biters actually they won't target the factory first. They will target turrets above anything else. I think turrets and radars. Could be wrong. but they will attack turrets first. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. This was episode 5 of the Factorio Let's Play, and I will catch you guys later.